So yesterday I checked one of US President's tweets, and when I click on it, I noticed something bizarre. There was no hate. Like, where are the hate responses? Where is the bubbling cauldrons of hate and loathing that you usually find from people when the US president posts something? And then I find out that the blue checkmarks have been suspended. All of them. And that answered my question. It's like, okay, so that's why there's no more hate on Twitter. The blue checkmarks have been suspended. Why have the blue checkmarks been suspended? Well, apparently, their accounts got hacked, and a lot of these tweets started posting Bitcoin scams. And I think this is when the FBI found out that Joe Biden posted a coherent tweet, one that made sense and it wasn't a political gaffe. So this raised some red flags, and this is how people found out that his account got hacked. But in reality, a lot of accounts got hacked. Obama, Elon Musk, I think it was even like Twitter support. But you have to ask, just what is the IQ level of the people that fell for the scam? Like, how dumb, how stupid must these people be? Like, I understand that a con is a con, okay? Like, if you try to con someone, it's illegal. But there are some cons that you need to be a moron in order to fall for them. Which is shocking, you know? Like, it says a lot about you. I mean, for a con to work, the con artist needs to have some IQ points in order to make a good con, but it's also the person getting con can also have some IQ points in order to avoid getting con, right? Like, that makes sense. So when you see a leftist politician like Joe Biden tweeting like, I'm giving back to the community. All Bitcoin sent to the address below will be sent back doubled. If you send 1,000, I will send you 2,000. How moronic must you be to go like, you know what? Yeah, no, that's that. A leftist politician never parts with his cash. When is the last time you see someone actually parting with his cash? The only thing that they will do is to give money to an NGO. Like, at the very best, they might give to a charity, but to give to the average Joe, to give money to regular people, like, you must be insane if you actually believe that. And that is the fact with the Bitcoin. Like, what is this nonsense? You send me 1,000, I will send you 2. Like, why not just give them money? No, but it says a lot about the type of people that follow these celebrities and these politicians, right? Like, it tells a lot about how they think. Imagine falling for some shit like this. Now, I understand not all Americans can be so cerebral like Eastern Europeans are. Like, when you live here in Eastern Europe, every single time someone wants to give you something or is nice to you for no reason and you don't know the person, red flags immediately raise. That's how people live in my country. Like, if I'm on the street and, you know, I get my car stuck in a ditch and someone offers to help, I'm already skeptical. It's like, why are you doing this? What's in it for you? How are you profiting from it? Like, that's the questions a sane person has to ask. But I suppose, you know, like, if you don't live like this, then you get conned by Joe Biden. Now, hashtag not all accounts that have been hacked posted this Bitcoin scam. Other accounts have been trolled. For example, Representative Geert Wilders had this very disturbing and very racist avatar placed. And then you have this really weird pentagram. So, you know, there were a couple of people that got trolled. Though, one also has to wonder, given the circumstance where a lot of accounts are getting hacked, if you're an edgelord and you take advantage of the chaos and are just posting racist avatars, how would people know if you legitimately got hacked or not? Doesn't matter though, because these accounts apparently can't tweet anymore. I don't know if Twitter fixed the problem or not. But apparently, US senators are really pissed off about it, and they are demanding that Twitter cooperates with the Department of Justice and the FBI in order to take the secure measures. Now, in a way, I kind of understand it, because Twitter demands that you give a lot of your personal info, like, for example, your phone number. You know, I don't get it. Like, a lot of people were upset that Parler asked for your phone number, but so does Twitter, you know? It's like, whatever. So, yeah, if there's a data breach, it's kind of weird, because there was this company, Equifax, which, because of their diversity hire for security, they placed in charge a woman that had an arts degree as chief of cybersecurity. Okay? And the company got hacked, and millions of Americans lost their social security numbers, their private information, and there was no uproar like you have now over Twitter getting hacked. Like, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? But anyway, that's topic for another time. What I love about it is that one of the demands is to make sure that this attack did not threaten the security of the president's Twitter account. I mean, if you were to ask me 5 years ago that Twitter is going to become this important thing that it has like it needs to maintain the security of the US president, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, dude, Twitter is like a toy. It's just a toy. It's just a website on the internet. But now it's being held in such prestige that it's almost like a public institution to an extent. It needs to make sure that it's got like the security to protect the US president. It's like, wow, Jesus. Aren't you overblowing this? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, I want to take this opportunity to remind people where Twitter's actual priorities are. This is from Twitter Engineering, okay? These are the people that are supposed to create a platform that is safe and secure. And this is what they're wasting their time with. Changing words. Instead of saying master-slave, you now need to say leader-follower. Instead of saying grandfather, you need to do legacy steps. Like, what really pisses me off with this Californian culture is that they want to push agenda without accountability. In other words, they believe that by changing these definitions, you somehow end racism in real life. But they never are held accountable if by changing this, racism doesn't stop. Or if by hiring people that instead of focusing on fixing the platform, they're focusing on other trivial shit, they're not held accountable to the things that they screw up. And not to mention, like, this theory of changing the words, you change reality. Just have a community of mute people and make a social experiment to see if the community of mute people that can't communicate are going to be less racist than a community that can communicate. Why do they never make these experiments? Why do they never try it? You know, but this is how it works. Like, at these companies, you have people that are hired now based on ideology, based on how progressive they are. It's like, if you can prove that you're the most progressive person in the room, they hire you regardless of your capabilities, regardless of your competence. They, in fact, they even say that hiring based on merit is white supremacy now, which should be another video that I'm making. So it's ridiculous. This is why you're getting this shit, and I think like Twitter deserves all the backlash that they're going to get for this. Like, they ask for people's private phone number in order to guarantee people's security. I don't care how you got hacked. I genuinely don't. So, what are you going to do about it? Who's getting fired for this? That's the real question that I want to know. Who is getting fired from this? There needs to be people that get fired for being incapable at performing their job. Jesus, like if I'm in a hospital and I botch... Like, let me put it this way. If I'm in a hospital and I manage to bring some bacteria that infects a whole world of patients, I get sacked, I get fired, I get taken to court for malpractice. What is Twitter going to do about it? Who's getting fired over this shit? Because I hope it's Twitter Engineering. I hope there's people from Twitter Engineering that are like, okay, you know, you guys are trying to end racism. It's very commendable. Very commendable. Okay, but why didn't you protect the data of people? Because that's your primary job, isn't it? Why didn't you create a secure platform where people can't get hacked? So no, all the outrage from the politicians is 100% deserved. And you know what? I am willing to sell all of my belongings, to sell all of my valuables, and put all that money in a pot. And I bet to you that there are people being blackmailed right now. Right now, there are blue check marks being blackmailed. Why? Because if they manage to hack their accounts, they have access to all those DMs, don't they? So all the private conversations, everything that they have said, now belongs to the hackers. And if someone was dumb enough to talk about something that could end their career, like, you know what? I don't think that the blue check marks talk about illegal stuff necessarily in their DMs. But I am willing to bet a lot of these progressive journalists and a lot of these checkmarks that talk about, ending racism or whatnot, they might have said some racist jokes in their DMs. They might have made some off-the-cuff comments to some women in their DMs. Maybe some politicians might have flirted with some girls in their DMs. Now, none of that is legally actionable. None of that is wrong, but it's kind of damaging to a person's public image, isn't it? And my advice, if you use the same password you use on Twitter for other accounts, change all of your passwords. Because this is how they usually get into your bank account. This is how they get into your PayPal. People use a password for a site. The site gets hacked into. And then all the passwords are made public, so the hacker just has like a list of your username and passwords that they're going to try to get in. So if you happen to use the same password that you use on Twitter for anything else, trust me, you'll thank me for it. Change it. Change it. Just think hard what other websites you're using and what passwords you're having. So yeah, major security breach. Twitter engineering, in my opinion, is 100% responsible. I hope people get sacked, but it's kind of funny nowadays, isn't it? It's like you do something that jeopardizes the security of millions of people and you don't get sacked. But if you say the N-word or use blackface 30 years ago, then you get fired. Interesting times we live in. Let me know what you think and I'll see you guys in the comment section.